You know, the annoying thing is, right? Like, all of the trades and trade rumours happen at like 12 o'clock at night where I am in England, right? Like, I wake up to this stuff and I'm just like, oh man, all these YouTubers have made these videos already. I'm trying to capitalise, making it like 12 hours later than when it came out. However, that has given me a chance to watch all of the YouTube videos and things around the Kevin Durant trade and the Kyrie trade in now, and basically blowing up the Nets, because that is essentially what is going to happen right now. They've said, the Nets themselves have said, we're open to trade anything, which is interesting. Andre Drummond's gone to Chicago. Kyrie's going to leave. KD's going to leave. They're basically blowing up the team. It's really interesting, actually. I was seeing that his two preferred destinations are the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns, right? And that's clear why. He wants to go to a contender. The two top seeds in each conference, literally. The Suns, the top seed in the West, and the Miami Heat, the top seed in the East. It makes a lot of sense why he wants to go to these teams, right? And I think that it's obviously, like a lot of the analysts and stuff have said, it's going to probably have to be at least a 3-team trade. It's incredibly hard to get what the Brooklyn Nets will want from one team unless you are Oklahoma City, who have 45 draft picks stored up somewhere. But no, on a serious level, he's going to want to go to a contender. He's not going to leave Brooklyn to go to OKC, who are horrible. They're not going to win anything anytime soon. Why would he want to do that at the age he is? Like, it's not going to happen. My thing is, with the Phoenix Suns, if he goes there, this is basically their all or nothing shot for the next 2 years, in my opinion. You got to think how old Chris Paul is. You got to think how old Kevin Durant is, and the only young player at this point that you're going to have certified there is Devin Booker, who hasn't made the progression you'd really want him to make into that top 10 players in the NBA. So my thing is, how good is this team going to be? And I do essentially think that the Miami Heat trade is a bit of a nothing trade. I don't see them, especially Miami Heat. Miami Heat's one of the organisations which I would think would stick with their young players, and they do a lot of work with undrafted players and players that basically they're trying to improve rather than trading for big name players. It's interesting though, that trade, how it could work. The Miami Heat obviously have some young stars and some older stars like Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry. It's just whether the Miami Heat would be willing to blow their team up for the next 2 years, essentially, in my opinion. Because after these 2 years, I see it hard that, like, for example, if he goes to the Suns, I find it very hard to believe that KD and Chris Paul are going to be able to perform at the level which is required to win a championship in 2 years' time. They can definitely do it this year and next year. I'm just not sure about the years after for KD's deal, and I'm not even sure how long Chris Paul's on his deal for, but it seems like a bit of, we want to win right now and we don't care about later. And I think the main place that he could go is the Suns. I don't think the Miami Heat one's very feasible, in my opinion. However, I do quite like the Toronto one. Again, I think the chances of him winning a championship right now is best if he goes to the Suns, because a lot of Toronto's best players are their young players, which they'd probably have to trade a lot of them to get KD in the door, right? So it's an interesting debate which I've seen people have on the internet. I do really just wonder how easy it is going to be to make that trade happen. It seems very unlikely to go to Toronto and them willing to blow their team up. I think that the only realistic destination is either the Lakers or the Suns. I think the Lakers could do it. However, the Brooklyn Nets aren't really going to want AD and Russell Westbrook, because in that equation I'm assuming that they're going to trade Kyrie as well as KD as kind of a package and trade them for AD and Russell Westbrook, which I'm not sure the Nets want. They're planning on blowing everything up, and I think they want young stars and draft capital, essentially, which makes sense. You don't really want to get rid of two superstars, well, especially one in Kyrie, who causes a lot of trouble for one that's always injured, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, who is not at the level which is required to lead a team to a championship anymore. He's not at that MVP level which you need him to be for him to contribute his full potential, right? AD gets injured all the time. It's basically you're trading for something worse in the long run, in my opinion. So yeah, but it's possible that he could go to the Lakers. I just don't see it happening. I think they're the only feasible destination for Kevin Durant is the Suns, and they will be the team to beat, in my opinion, if they do get that trade done, and they don't have to get rid of. Obviously, then they'll have 3 stars. They'll have Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and KD. That team is the team to beat, right? I was thinking before this, it was the Clippers that I favoured. If KD goes to that team with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, I think that the Chris Paul thing of where he can't win a championship, I think he'll easily win the championship with KD. Because even though Chris Paul might not be the best in those clutch situations, even though he's not bad, but he's not like KD in those clutch situations where KD's a 2-time Finals MVP. I really think that with KD, he could take that load off of Chris Paul and he'd easily get another Finals MVP, and they'd win a championship in Phoenix, which is what they want realistically. Even if you only get one, Phoenix will probably be happy with that. They've spent all this time with Chris Paul, with Devin Booker, and if they do get KD, that is probably their best shot they realistically have of winning it. It's just the players around them which need to perform, which they did obviously last season, being a 60-plus win team. I really think that this is a good idea for the Suns. For any other team like Boston, I don't want to trade away Jaylen Brown. I really don't want to trade away any Boston players. The Suns can have KD. We'll get in on the action if we can get we can be that third team. We can get some players from there, some old vets and stuff, just to come in on the side, and I think we could profit from it. Obviously, anyone could do with him, but I like the team we have now. I don't really want to change that much other than the bench rotation. So yeah, any other team, I don't see it happening. Kyrie's a different story because I can see him going to a New York Knicks. Even though it's not likely, I can't see him going to really. I don't know where he would go. He's only on a 1-year deal because he opted into his contract. But it's really hard to say which team would take him, although it's only for a year. So you've got to think. I'm not sure he'd be bothered. Would he be bothered about going to a contender? Is the issue, because I think the Nets just want to get rid of him, and they're not really bothered where. And I think Kyrie just really wants out. I just don't know where I can see him going. He could go literally anywhere pretty much that has the space for him in their salary cap. Literally anywhere, and I would not be surprised. This man, coming from a Boston fan, I don't know what he does. This guy he does whatever he wants when he wants, and fair play to him. I respect it a lot. Right, so yeah, that's the end of this video. I know I'm a bit late to this. I did see it, literally the minute it came out, and all of these YouTubers were posting videos. I was like, bro, it's 12 o'clock at night. I can't do it. So I watched all the videos, got some opinions from loads of different people, and I just thought, what's the harm in making a video about it? Someone might care. After watching all these YouTube videos and places people think he could go, this is basically my thoughts on it. Yeah, I just wanted to make the video just to say my piece on it, and yeah, try and get involved a little bit in the hype of probably the biggest trade deal we've probably ever seen. So yeah, if you have enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel.